push me around. Now you or anybody else. Nobody will have my hit you either.
Match is underway. Rick Fields moving up against Carl Fergie. And as you could tell, a very, very upset, irate, and I would imagine probably somewhat frightened Bobby Heenan right now. Ricky Fields, a good side headlock now on Carl Fergie. Fergie comes out. Beautiful move by Fields. Dropped into a drop toe hold. Took him to the canvas. He's into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. Good move by Fergie on Fields. Trying to use those ring ropes. The referee again calls for the break, but it's Fergie with a forearm. Now has Fields. Fields brought in a side headlock, moved very nicely into a full body slam. High knee lift that puts Fergie to the canvas again. Dead scissors, but it is Fields getting away from it. Fields, to your right, there's Fergie. Locking up, collar and elbow once again. Both men tried for early pins. Reversal by Fields, and Fields breaks him up once again. Arm drag takedown by Ricky Fields. Rick and Buzz Sawyer have formed quite a potent tag team combination. Two outstanding young athletes. But later on, we'll be seeing the European Tag Team Champions in action, Chris Markoff and Jacques Goulet. All right, Fields keeping the pressure now on Fergie's left arm. And it was Fields catching him now up and over his man. Fergie missed with a right hand, and Fields got him with an arm drag takedown coming in. That's the thing about Fields. He is a very, very fast young competitor. All right. Notice the way Fields kept that knee across the face of Fergie. And it was Fergie catching him again. Lateral press. Fields comes out of it, but he's stunned and took a lot out of him. And Fergie very confidently moves in. Chopping right hand under the jaw of Rick Fields. Into the turnbuckle. And Fields continues to be in trouble now. Fergie catches him, forearm, and it's Fields firing back and staggering Fergie. Fergie brings him up. Full body slam into a lateral press. Again, Rick Fields powers out, but you can tell he has been slowed considerably here by Carl Fergie. Fields arm whip into the far turnbuckle, back to the canvas once again. Fergie lateral press. Fields powers out before that count. Again, Fields goes to the canvas. Fields got Fergie coming in, catches him again. To a roll, but it was Fergie breaking it up. Fields, at that point, did not have enough to keep him tied up. And again, it's Fergie with a long looping right hand. A snap mare that takes Ricky Fields to the canvas. And so Fergie continues to go for those pins, but has been unable to keep those shoulders down for the count of 3. Beautiful belly-to-back suplex. Both men are down. The count is on. Out of 4. And it is Fields back on his feet. Caught by Fergie in the midsection. One under the jaw. And both men showing the effects of this match. Again. Both men now slugging it out. A good high knee lift that puts Fergie back to the canvas. Put on the rope. The referee again calls for the break. Fergie powering out. Fields, that's a forearm. Whips him into the turnbuckle, and that was Fergie catching him with a knee in the chest. Good, solid blow to the head. Fields and a high backdrop. And again, Fergie beginning to dominate here. Good knee lift that time. Ricky Fields got him in the knee lift coming in. Beautiful souffle. A count of three. A count of three in a very, very tough fought match between Rick Fields and Carl Fergie. And Rick Fields is having a little trouble understanding him.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hanson's out here, Heenan's out here running his mouth and everything. Well, Ole and Hanson are hot enough about this whole thing. They just may take him up on that challenge about the belts. It's hot enough that just I would take it up on him.
That would be interesting indeed to find out if that would happen, and hopefully we'll find out before this program is over, Rick.
That's right. That's one match I'd like to see myself.
Amen to that. All right, I'll tell you what.
And weight to his own advantage. This is the thing Fields is going to have to watch out for in this match. Good move by Bruno, but an excellent back out by Rick Fields. Moved out of the way very cleanly, very nicely. Bruno trying to sit out, Fields trying to keep the ride, and Bruno had him almost in an environment carry, and it is Bruno driving him back, again, using that size, that weight, and that power into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. Fields backs away. Collar and elbow. Fields, beautiful takedown. Bruno comes out before the count of three, however. All right, Bruno back on the canvas once again. Rick Fields pressing that advantage. All right. Bruno in the red trunks. Fields in the black. Fields caught in the midsection. Bruno brings him up high. Slam that has Fields to the canvas. Bruno closes in again. Reverse Nelson there momentarily, but Fields, the knee lift that staggers Bruno back. Fields brings him down, a snap mare. Again, Bruno powers out. High back drop that has Bruno on the canvas. Into the ropes. Referee breaks him up once again. Again, it is Rick Fields. Snap mare, lateral press. Again, Bruno powers out. Back to the ropes again. The referee again calls for the break. Collar and elbow. Fields caught that time, driven to the canvas by Bruno. And so the weight and size of Bruno may be beginning to take its toll on Fields. And another full slam. And Fields in trouble. Bruno very quickly moves in a lateral press. 1-2. And again, Bruno powers out. 2 near falls that time. Fields caught him coming in. Smashes Bruno into the turnbuckle. Good flying drop kick. Lateral press. No, sir, a count of 2. He did not have him. Also well executed by Fields. Float over into a lateral press. Got him for the count of 3. That
Ricky Fields. Rick Fields.
Ricky Fields going up against Johnny Nix. First chance to see Johnny Nix in action. Be interesting to find out a good duck under go behind. High waist lift takedown by Ricky Fields. Fields with a ride. A float over. Continues the ride. Nix finally escaped. Fields back on his feet very quickly. Nix in the long black trunks. Arm drag takedown by Nix, but Fields very quickly into a head scissors. Ricky Fields back on his feet again. All right, with a side headlock now, it's Ricky Fields maintaining dominance at this point. Now, front face lock. Wow, beautiful takedown into a lateral press. Nix fires out before the count of 3, however. Again, Fields with a takedown. Ricky Fields caught in the midsection by Nix with an elbow. Fields fires a hard left hand, high knee lift. Put Nix down. High knee lift. He looks like Fields has been studying wrestling too very carefully, watching him in action, and he has really developed a very, very fine knee lift. Cross face lock now, hooking the arm at the same time. So Nix's left arm partially trapped here. Nix trying to drive him back into the ropes, and it is Fields driving him back to the center of the ring. Nice to have some folks here today from Cedartown, Georgia. These matches, of course, under the sanction of the National Wrestling Alliance, the oldest and largest sanctioning body of professional wrestling the world over. Any use of rebroadcast of this program without the written consent of the National Wrestling Alliance or Georgia Championship Wrestling is prohibited. Beautiful belly-to-back suplex, well executed. And Nix came out of it, and that amazes me, very frankly. Thought for sure it'd be all over for Mr. Nix, but he has a lot of grit, a lot of determination. No, sir. Nix comes out again, but he is obviously tiring now as Rick Fields beginning to dominate more and more in this match. Variation of a fireman carry that time, in a vertical position. And again, it is Nix coming out. Rick Fields moving exceptionally well against this man. Forearm across the pit of the stomach. Nix back to the canvas. Nix again coming up very, very slowly. With a suplex and the series of takedowns that Rick Fields has perpetrated upon Nix. Nix has to be having a lot of problem getting his breath. Up into those ropes. Nix, one to the midsection on the break. Bolo-type forearm under the chin of Rick Fields. Elbow to the base of the skull of Rick Fields. And so this Nix now beginning to fire back. Rick Fields closes in again. Rick Fields catches him in the base of the skull. Again, a high knee lift that puts Nix down, and Nix is getting slower and slower, getting to his feet. Rick Fields in a steady process of slowing his man down. A knee into the chest once again. And it's Rick Fields, one to the midsection of Johnny Nix. Catches him off the ropes. That knee lift again and puts Nix down to the canvas, and Fields closes in on his man again. Shoulder breaker. That had to be all she wrote. Ricky Fields.